Scorpio, hello. Okay, so here we are, and I'm just running with it as it is. I clearly have been called, as I sit here totally unprepared, to sit down and do a reading for you all. And still, the camera is funky, everything is funky, but as you all know, like everything that happens in a reading is meant to be. Like it's more than just sit down, throw a couple of cards, and here we are. So you know, if you've been here with me for any length of time, and if you haven't, welcome aboard. This is the way it goes around here. When I'm compelled to sit and do something, I do it, regardless of what's going on, or I try to. The camera is crooked, which is driving me crazy. We'll fix that in a second. Clearly haven't fixed my hair. I've not put myself together today very much at all, which is a little bit unnormal for me these days. And pardon me while I make adjustments because it's going to make me fucking bonkers. Scorpio, I'm going to just shoot straight with you guys because, you know, I say it all the time. If you don't work on your own healing, you cannot be help to anybody else. Last night, I could not fucking sleep to save my ass. And when I would get to sleep, something was going on. This morning, to be honest, I slept in. Not like me at all. I'm usually up with the freaking sunrise. But it was just weird. And today, time is ticking by. I've done things, but I feel like I can't quite catch up to how fast the time is moving. And as I sat down to do this reading, my camera's like 3, 2, 1, go. And I'm like, okay, well, here I am. Hi, Scorpio. How's it going? There's a lot of rushing sort of energy coming in right now. I'm a little manic, obviously, but we're here for a reason. So I do feel like the divine is encouraging me to sit down here. We're going to use a very different deck of cards. We're going to get an overall theme, as I was just guided to do via spirit. I remember saying to you yesterday, because I don't usually do these back to back like this, time was a factor, and time is ticking, and that's kind of what I'm feeling right now when we talk about that time. Excuse me, sir, you can't go out there. The cat's calling at the door, like, let me outside. He knows better. There's an essence here, Scorpio. There's an essence. You're on a timeline. Spirit is saying spared for the new moon. The new moon is 2 days from now, right? I think it's Thursday. There's certain things you got to let go before this new moon comes in. Whether it's emotional, whether it's a pattern, whether it's a habit, it's a thought process. You could feel like the next couple of days is this. I need you. I'm hearing, I need you to clear these things out. Message from Spirit. I need you. They need you to clear these things out. So if you're feeling super inclined, Spirit, I always tell you guys, like, readings are open. Reach out to me. I don't push it. You know, if you need me, I'm here, right? That's my job. And I love it. It's not job, it's play. I love what I do. But if you're not certain, I'm not certainly by any means trying to be a salesman here. But if you feel like there's something going on and you need direct clarity, by Lord, whether it's me or anybody for that matter, that you connect with, reach out to them. Get this done before the new moon, like click, 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 like genies in their fingers. I don't know why that's a thing. But there's a reason you need to have that very, very pristine clarity around why this is happening for you right now. Like I feel like I sound like a lunatic right now, but I always will trust what Spirit gives me, as it is clear direction. Spirit, clear direction for the uncertain. So I don't know, like, make sure you're not numbing things right now either. So if you're whatever you're doing to disassociate with life or numb from it, like, this has to be cleared up by this new moon. We're in the energy, which is fine, but it's got to be cleaned up. It's got to be cleared up, and you're getting there. You're getting there. You have the support of energy, even if it doesn't feel like people. You have the support of the energy right now. It's Spirit. It's an imperative message that you understand this. Like, this is crazy. Sag energy is the overall. It's for the sake of expansion, Scorpio. I've seen 10-10 in the most strange places today. From my space is what I'm going to say. Saturn structure underneath This is a godlike invitation is what I'm hearing from Spirit. The Sagittarius energy of expansion is a 9. It's a closure. It's a closure, Scorpio, of a massive chapter that it's unlike anything you've ever known before. And I can't get away from that feeling that this is happening for your better good. The moon, literally the moon. I'm telling you, this moon, whatever has held you back, thoughts, look at the moon and then the Fool. Whatever, the Death card, Scorpio, whatever you don't see coming, you're going to need to be stoic. You're going to need to be okay to reach out in ways that you've never reached out before. And I don't know, I'm just being straight with you all. I don't know what that means for you. If you feel like it's almost like having an earthquake underneath your feet. You feel the ground shaking, but you don't know what's coming. Again, a 10. A 10. This is close. The 32 of the Fool is 5, which is change, right? This is implementing Spirit, implementing upset. Now, when I say that to you and the way Spirit brings that through, it's not like you're walking around going, hey, who can I fuck up today? You know, this is simply like you holding your ground. You know, I could tell you all the times before, right? You set boundaries, people are going to be upset. It's the whole vibe, right? This is not just you telling people no, Scorpio. This is you rising in your power. It's not the same thing. And I hope that's making sense. It's like, I don't know how to put words to the decisions and the adjustments that you are making on a soul level right now that is creating this wide world, I'm just spitting out what Spirit's giving me, wide world universal change that moves all the houses in your alignments. And I don't know, like, I'm no astrologer, right? I tell you guys all the time, again, if you're here with me, I have spent my entire life, and I want to make, and take what from this, like in your own experience, to what Spirit's trying to push you towards. I've been doing this for 35, almost 36 years, right? I was 5 years old at the point that I realized I could speak to people that were gone. They were not of this earthly realm anymore. And I have just nurtured this gift, as, you know, call it a gift. It's something we all can do from within, right? And I didn't read a book at 5 about spirituality. You know what I mean? All of those things. I don't go seeking the information via a book and or another person throughout my course of life in this energy. I've just trusted that what was brought to me was everything I needed to know, and it would be given to me as I needed it. And that's what I've trusted. And then I've done these readings, you know, intuitively from day one. And, you know, I'd go back and maybe see something or hear something, or I would look at something and it would align perfectly. And it always has and still does with everything I've ever told you guys. Because it's not just about the astrology, it's about the energy. But whatever is going on, if you have a person who is an astrologer who really dives deep into the charts, don't hesitate to reach out for them. But it's like all of your houses is what I'm hearing. All of your houses are changing. This is like, I remember one time, and I'm going to probably, you know, I don't know why, I've looked into it to a point. When I was looking at my daughter's birth chart years ago, it was very set, right? Like, it was obvious, it came up one way, right? A couple of years later, we go through these major events, and all of a sudden, her chart changed. Fucking weird, right? Like, it was not. And it wasn't like I didn't sync it up with others to assure the first time that that's what her placements were. But it changed. And it was like, I've talked to so many people over the years about it going, how the hell does this happen now? Okay, Spirit, we're going down the rabbit hole here. So, you know, you have Vedic, you have all the different ways that you can read a chart under all the different versions of where you are in the world or what you believe in. I'm not knocking any of them. I think they're all right in their own right. But when we think about Like, I could say for me, I can't even remember what it was here recently, why I was doing what I was doing. But I caught the awareness that I was in this with my birthday and how it falls, just as the example here, that I was going through a change. Like, that energy of where I was and where I'd come into this world at is still there. That doesn't change in itself, right? But the energy that surrounds the next steps, the evolution of the soul, you know, new lifetimes to come, I was being moved. I'm in this weird precipice of my birthday, of the way it falls and the time and all of that, as to how it would shift moving into the next sign. And I don't know why. Please take from this what it's like. Spirit is just saying, whatever I'm saying to you, the way they're presenting it to me, it's for you to decide and discern what is occupying your time, space, reality, and what comes next. Okay, I know this is a really strange message, but bear with me. There's a reason. 11:11 on the clock. There's a reason for this. Your higher mind, your higher self, distance travel, there's a new experience, whether this is physical, metaphorical, emotional, psychological, spiritually. You know, when we talk about conjunctions, those are a 0-degree marker, right? And it shows a spontaneous activity and it sets things in motion. Put yourself at ground zero, Scorpio, right now, because the things that are being canceled out of your life are necessary. If you're feeling this rush of energy that you don't know where the fuck it's coming from, and you feel like you are running around with as a chicken with your head cut off, and you're trying to make heads and tails of things, but it's not quite clicking. If I could talk today, Mercury retrograde full swing, yay. This could be very much about your romantic attachments and what you're learning to say no to that restricts your health. It's not even boundaries, Scorpio. It's healthy. Like, I can't emphasize enough the extreme potence of the word healthy. Physically healthy, mentally healthy, emotionally healthy, psychologically healthy, spiritually healthy. All of these things before have purposed themselves out of your life. Like, this is the close of so many things. Like, I feel like a stark crazed lunatic here saying these things, but the stranger, because listen, you're not going to be anything you were before. You've been maybe in pre-empress, pre-emperor energy, but you're not going to be. It's a devotion to improvement in your life. It's like, get on your horse and ride, Scorpio. Like, 2 cards on the table. Holy shit. Why is this message coming through for Scorpio today, Spirit? Work. This is what goes around comes around, Scorpio, the 8-8. It's a well-oiled machine. It's people telling you, it's the naysayers in your life that have said, you cannot change. You cannot be anything but who I have projected you to be. And this existence is, I will squawk at you. I will scream at you. I will come through your dreams. I feel you shifting, Scorpio. I feel you changing to everything I never wanted you to be. You don't get to leave me. This is like, I feel this energy, Scorps, of like somebody's internal child going, don't fucking leave me here. Don't leave me behind. Don't let me go. So all of this frenzy could be a lot to do with money in the past, Scorps. This frenzy that they're feeling, and your soul, not really your soul, but your physical self could be embodying a lot of that energy right now. Maybe things they had done or said, or who you used to be and what you're breaking away from. And it's like a nail in their coffin for you to go, I'm not doing this. I'm not going to be there. I can't do this job. All of this stuff. People that have held you back in your work life, people that have, you know, when you think about like the cogs of a machine, a well-oiled machine runs smoothly. They could have been the one sticking the pin in those cogs that stops it abruptly, that led to some point of life of stagnancy. Now, Scorpio, I'm also telling you in that same breath, take accountability for your own shit. This isn't everybody else's fault. because you had lessons to learn. You had to learn things about your own growth. And without these experiences, you wouldn't have that. You had to figure out, Saturn energy, what your structure was. And maybe you were built on a particular structure and a particular conditional environment, and you realize, maybe you were the black sheep of the family. Things were changing, things were moving. You weren't gonna, you were the rebel of the group, right? You were the rebellious one. You were the bad one. Never, look, tower. You are creating an existential tower to everybody else's world. And your body, P.S., your body could feel just in unexpected ways. You're like, what is this pain? What is this ache? What is this nervousness? What is all of this that I'm feeling? Wednesday. Spirit specifically stating Wednesday. Wednesday is the last day you have to feel like this. Some of it might linger. There might be side effects. But you won't do this anymore. Whatever hooks have been had in you. 1616, that's the tower. Whatever stumbling blocks have been put there, they're done. You're gonna feel this massive release, Scorpio. It's almost like watching everything just fade away. Everything within you just, it's like when you sweat, right? Your body is purging things. That's how it feels. Your body is purging this stuff one more time so that you can begin anew. And part of that is like the toxic energies of people who've held on to you. Situations that have held on to you. Things that refuse to let you go. If you're feeling like, look at this. Your ships, Scorpio, are coming in. God, it's a serenity prayer. Like God is granting you. God is granting you the serenity. God is granting you all of your accolades associated with this moment. That moment is associated for everything that you have overcome. What else, Spirit? The beauty. You're no longer going to see yourself as a broken person. No longer going to see yourself as like disseminated, like all of these parts of you that were maybe shadowed out, casted out, broken. You're no longer, it's no longer like being on the outside looking in, Scorpio. Like I think for a second you might look back on things. So some nostalgia, Mercury retrograde, the home, the fortune. But you're building your own castles in the sand. You're building a life from wisdom. You're building yourself from a space of total awareness that you've not had before. The wheel is turning in your favor, Scorpio, here. This is a beautiful empowerment, unlike anything you could have dreamt of. And P.S. Experience, like, just know I'm not blowing smoke up your ass either with this. That energy shift that you're going to feel this week, it's an indicator that the energy is working through you, not just around you. It's huge. Spiritual evolution, Scorpio. It's massive. It's like, I don't even know. Like, the tears, the fear, the unknown starts to clear itself up. Okay? Just know that. We have two eights here. The wheel is also an 8, so what goes around comes around, right? You're acknowledging that. You're even learning from your own mistakes, your own fuck-ups, your own moments of weakness, or just even sitting with the temptations of what could have been and realizing what profound decisions you've made to make changes when you couldn't see your way through. The last full moon may, even if you didn't do work around it, like, sit down with a ritual or burn a letter or light a candle or whatever, like, it was an automatic. It's almost like somebody, setting up automatic withdrawal for their account for their bills. Like you didn't have to do anything. It was done for you. Same energy here. What is this moon? Gossip. You'll be eager to hear this, but beware. What I say about others could easily be said about you. Someone in your energy, Scorpio, is not telling you the truth, without a doubt. Meddler. They told you what you wanted to hear. They created a space for you to tell them everything. You know, you could also be someone, listen, someone's in trouble, Scorpio. Someone's in trouble. You likely know who this is. Who is this person? Desperate. There's someone in your energy. I told you, it's like they're screaming, don't leave me here. Don't let me go. Like, Scorpio, I could scream on their behalf. Like, I'm full of just this feeling of excessive desperation. Of going, why are you letting me be? This, you know, I could say boundaries again, right? But this is not just boundaries. This is watching someone who likely had control or thought they had control in every aspect lose total control. This is a spiral. These are events that I could say in a funny way, this is an overgrown adult throwing temper tantrums like a child. This is like somebody fighting for your soul in their own way. Going, you don't get to leave like this. This could also be people that you know, Scorpio. It may not pertain 100% in your world, or it can be going on in your world as well, but you're seeing the extremes of it in other people's worlds, right? Where all most of us have ever wanted was a safe space to be. And some people worked through that safe space or tried to find or create their own safe space so they weren't relying on the indecision of others as well. I don't know, Scorps. These reads are like, they're so powerful right now. I don't even know how to explain it. It's mind-blowing to me, honestly. Doing this work for all of these years, to feel this energy come through as it has is like whirlwind. You know, like, I can handle some shit, but it's been a whole thing. The Lovers, the choices that we've made of the past, this could the Lovers and the Ten of Swords. Some people were just not taking no's for answers, Scorpio. It's just like when you said, I'm done with this. I'm done. They're mad. You know, in the Six of the Lovers and the Ten of Swords, it's a 16. It's the Tower. Don't be surprised, Scorpio, if you get phone calls or messages from other people who have now been even outcasted from your environment, that you've just said, I can't. I got two dragonflies out there right now dancing around together. You and someone else could be transmuting energy together for the purpose of new soul connection. And it may not be in person, it's energetically speaking, okay? It's happening in the outer realms and the things. It's all in the energy. It's all in the energy right now. Eight of Pentacles. There's that work again to the Five of Pentacles. Without you, Scorpio, without your outpouring of love, and this, I forever said it, the Page of Wands to me is a skeezy, skimmy, ugh. I just don't like it. It's an opportunistic energy that says, ooh, there's where the next seed grows. That's where that leaf is popping. I'm going to see. That one I think might be my best option. I'm going to go with that. They play. They're opportunistic on your emotions. I can't get away from the word desperation. Everything you ever said was true, but they would never admit that to you. This is powerful shit. Who is this? There's going to be a main energy around you, Scorpio, but I also feel like you're seeing the effects of this. Spirit saying worldwide. 7 of Cups. Temptation, decoys, superficiality, various choices, befuddlement, fantasy, delusion, imagination, inspiration, creativity can all come from the 7 of Cups. But the 6 of Pentacles, to me, the 6 is supposed to be about balance, right? But I can't ever break away from the visual on this particular card that that person is being required to give to other people. And eventually those scales will become unbalanced when you give so much. And I think that's what has happened with this in the 6 and the 7, Spirit 13. It's the Death card. There's the reality throughout the confusion of the years, maybe the last 7 years specifically, 6, 7 years. And we talk about Gemini and Uranus, like that's a 6 or 7 year cycle, I believe. 7 years maybe? So they're bringing that to my attention with the 10 of Swords, which is that of Gemini sitting there. And now the clarity around what has been held on to for so long and what has been nurtured for all the wrong reasons. The Queen of Cups, the 3 of Swords, the 9 of Cups, and you're fucking done. And I don't think you're coming in to this realization or this reality point or this checkpoint for yourself. In a way, it's like the 30 degrees of the charts. Like, I don't even know why we're incorporating astrology so much, but we are, because clearly it's very heavy for you right now. The 30 degrees when everything changes. That's when we move on to the next sign. So, you know, it's the Queen of Swords, King of Swords. What's behind them? The King, the Chariot, the Queen, the 4 of Pentacles. The roles have been reversed. So let's look at this from and no offense, or I do not mean this in a condescending sense, anything patriarchal. So divine masculine, divine feminine, but we incorporate all of that within us, right? Where, you know, maybe you were very much learning about the heart space. Man, woman, them, they, it does not matter. But you're leaning into this divine feminine energy. And now the tables are turning. It's flipping. You're leaving that space. And I did a reading last night. I was working on some things for myself before I went to bed. And just, we 3 kings. What is that from? I know about it. We 3 kings. Is that in the Bible maybe? I don't know. But either way, the emperor showed out. So it's pre-emperor energy. All 4 kings equal that emperor, right? He's done all of the things. You, as the spirit, holy shit. As the divine masculine falls the fuck apart, the divine feminine is standing in grace, in sanctity, and sovereignty of oneself unapologetically, and moving into that emperor status where hands are no longer, like, it's vision of hands no longer being smacked. Like, you don't get to whip somebody into submission. If you're going to stand in power, you do it from a loving space. Power doesn't mean you get to punish people. Oh, sweet cheese and crackers. Oh my God. Power is not punishment. You know, maybe for you, if you're stepping into that energy, like you didn't want to ever be that leader because you didn't want to have to take on that responsibility, but because you were showing up in love, in compassion, in grace, in sovereignty, you're just assuming your position in this world, in your own life, because that's what it was meant to represent for all of time. This idea of I punish, I rule, I correct, it's my way or the highway shit was not the purpose. That was not what this life experience was supposed to be about. You, when you think about systems and structures, right, very much the Hierophant energy, they were set up to help people in need. Not to make it a career opportunity or to become a fucking power struggle. So a lot around power struggles, the things that were power struggles or have been power struggles, or maybe even in this moment as you watch this video, is a power struggle for you. And Spirits is like, think about the Chariot, Cancerian energy. We just left that energy on Monday. It is, or Sunday, right? Yeah, yesterday started Leo season. The Chariot, the guy in the driver's seat of the Chariot, there are no reins. It is to live and let fucking live. It is that he trusts that without those reins, without having his hands gripped into control, that those two horses are going to work together. They're going to incorporate both the light and the dark. They are going to incorporate the bad and the good. They're going to incorporate, you know, right and wrong. They're going to incorporate like fucking equilibrium on their own to take him where he needs to go. There's no control needed here. Oh my God. I feel like I'm preaching a Sunday sermon, so my apologies, but holy shit. It's a whole vibe. It is a whole vibe, Scorpio. You can't make it up. You can't fucking make it up. What is this about? The Two of Pentacles. Talk about balance. The need for balance. The need for primal adjustments. Knight of Wands coming in. Listen, whatever possibilities or you could just be prioritizing. And again, there's that rush of energy of, you know, the Hermit is slow moving. Like his feet are like, and I mean this in a loving way, the old man in the nursing home with the walker who tiptoes to get to where he's going, and a walk that would take me or you 30 seconds takes him 5 minutes. You've done that walk. Now it's time to move. Maybe you don't understand it, but you know you're moving, and as you're moving, this Knight of Wands is coming into you going, hey, hold on, wait for me, Two of Pentacles. Wait, before you go, wait, one more thing. It's like you trying to leave a situation and walk out the door and someone's going, just wait, stop, just listen to me, hear me out. There's nothing to fucking hear anymore. Stop it. The writing's on the wall, right? Like you've walked that path of understanding. The Nine, the Devil, and the Queen of Swords sees right through the Devil. She will cut him down at the knees and does not care. There is no emotional stronghold in this that says you get to hold me back. The Emperor, you know, this is the control aspect, right? The Page of Swords, the Eight of Swords, what you have feared to stand in and articulate for your higher self is like, now it's like there's such a pull in grace for productivity and insight of the wisdom in which you have gained. Nothing else matters. What was that? Was that Metallica? Nothing else matters. I don't even know the name. I think that's the name of the song, but I don't know the words to that song. Quite frankly, I quit listening to Metallica years and years ago when they became sellouts. Just saying. I'll leave it at that. We all have our own thought process on it, but nothing else matters. So I would listen to that song, see what's in it for you, what you need to know. But you know, what has been selfish, what has been self-serving, the frustrations that you have had. The number 24, 3 and 24 has significance. So 3 years, 24 months, hell, maybe even 24 years. I don't think it is, but still, it's still showing up that way. This is defeating things with love. That even when someone pushes your very last fucking button, you're like, I'm sorry to hear that. Let me come at you in a way that brings unity and healing. The Two of Cups is healing, right? You look at the medical symbol, and I can't ever remember what the hell it's called. I think I mentioned that the other day in one of the reads. But you see the lion? Do you see the wings? That is a mix of like angelic peace and fierceness. Like I can, 33 on the clock. When I look at that lion's face with the wings and the medical symbol, this is like angels coming in to provide you the strength, the understanding, and the healing that you need to oversee the boundaries that have been implemented for the sake of love and that of another. The Nine of Cups, the Two of Cups, and then the Ace of Cups. Self over all else. And then there's the people that have been selfish for the wrong reasons, right? It's Page of Wands, opportunity, right? And for some of you, if you have children with somebody or whatnot, Spirit is also saying you could see maybe certain things playing out in your children that you saw in their your co-parent of that person. But it's like you see this King of Wands. I'm not a fan of the King of Wands, I'm not going to lie. But the message that Spirit's bringing in with me for this is like, so this Ace of Pentacles sits over here. So too, if you have children, right? If you have children who are leaning into things that are following your footsteps in a healthy way, this King of Wands, it's kind of like they're looking past that King of Wands now. Like the opportunity is like kids, as like squirrel brain, like, ooh, I want to play, I want to do art. Ooh, I want to do basketball. Ooh, I want to do softball, right? Like all the things. They're seeing there's another way with the Ace of Pentacles, so they can lead them into something they don't know and they don't yet understand. They're going to learn with you rather than follow the crowd of the King of Wands. This is going to set them on a path of all their own that leads to... I've never seen the Five of Swords as a fucking letter or a letter of abundance, okay? But it's the message. When they say letter, it's the message of abundance. But the three swords that he carries is something that he's worked for, and other people could feel mistaken, is what I'm hearing about it. But it's been a necessary evil, Scorpio. Whatever that looks like for you, I don't know. I'm also hearing you warned them about this child. So I don't know, that's maybe for 2-3 of you, but you've warned them about this, right? There's some reckoning that's coming into in relation to children, or even inner childhood wounds that have not yet been healed and or addressed. Listen, your skill set, your you can't muscle this opportunity. Whoever you're dealing with, whatever you're dealing with, Scorpio, you just have to be brave in the face of adversity. You have to be brave in the things that you don't know anything about. And trust, as long as you're acting from your higher self, all is well. All is well. But these people are very used to muscling their way to make it work solely to their benefit, and they can't do that here. They cannot do that here. They cannot do it here. The Magician, Three of Pentacles, the Hangman, Seven of Wands. Oh my God. I'm exhausted. Let's see. Spirit, what else? Where's that deck? Hold on. This is massive. Oh, so massive, Scorpio. Where did that deck of cards go? There it is. Okay. Flip it. The Sun. The hugs, the comfort, the care, the closeness that you deserve. Man, it's like you are walking into the sun. And it's blinding, right? It's blinding. It's so bright you can't see. You can't see what's there, like what awaits you. You can't see it yet. You're being thrusted into the spotlight, Scorpio. Whether this is just in your own daily life, whether this is like in a group organization or setting where, you know, like somebody is being forced to step down and you're being asked to take the reins. It's almost like naturally God-gifted and granted association for this experience that you have lived in a past life and are meant to do. Like, you've earned your spot in the sunlight. You've earned, you know, those lights on you, per se. You could be an entertainer. You could be, you know, a YouTube reader. You could be, you know, speaker for some sort of organization, but like you know, you could have sat in the shadows in the back corner of a room for fucking eons, right? And like, well, it would be nice to be up there, but I also respect so-and-so for being there, so let them have their place. You've waited your turn in line. You know, it's like going to the bathroom at a concert and everybody's bitching, I gotta pee, I gotta pee, I gotta pee. But you gotta wait your turn, right? Like, you gotta wait your turn. Scorpio, you stood in line to go pee, patiently. You weren't bitching at the bathroom attendant. You weren't complaining to the venue because they didn't have enough porta potties or enough facilities or whatever. You're like, well, this is where I am in line, and this is where I have to wait, and I'll get there. I'll get there when I'm ready, when I'm due. Not even when you're due, when you're ready on a soul level. I said to you yesterday about the 3 A's, right? Yes. And for the bear of repeating here, act, achieve, abundance. On this hug card, the sun card, it says the 3 C's. comfort, care, and closeness. The things that matter the most, Scorpio, are coming in. Whatever you have to clear out by the new moon, 40:04 on the clock, just get it done. Do it. It's like I'm whispering, right? But it's angelic whispers. It says it's time. It's time. Don't fear. Oh, gosh, the chills. Do not fear this change. Do not fear what you are leaving behind. Do not fear the unknown. Fear is a 4-letter word right now. And in all the wrong ways. Okay? Great. You might break down and cry and just affairs at the end of life. This could be around mother energy. They could be dealing with mother wounds. Somebody's coming back with an apology, Scorpio, after an absence. The eternal regret that nothing changed. There's nobody left. There's nobody left here to dump on, right? There's nobody left here. This is when someone is in a place where you talk about like the prison cell, like you've done your things and now you're in that prison. You're in that room alone and you have to face it. And Scorpio, this beauty card, you are on the outside looking in at that empty room and realizing the prisons that these people around you that you've warned, loved, cared for, tried to nurture. It's like you don't miss what you have till it's gone. You don't realize the importance of it until it no longer exists. And your compassion level might be, has been, at a top level, and Spirit is telling you to let that go. It's not for you. Someone could look at you and say, like, I'm really sorry. And from Spirit, sorry doesn't cut it now. This is looking at your kid, right, and giving a warning after warning and telling them, don't do that. There are times, Scorpio, you possibly begged them not to do whatever it was. But they did it anyhow. It's the end of a line. It's the end of the vision of who they thought you would be to them. It's a metaphorical death. You're done sacrificing yourself. You're done sitting on their lap, being that lap cat that soothes them. They chose to prioritize things that were not of importance. And I don't even, when I say not even of importance, it's just like, I don't know, dare I go, the CEO of astronomer, right? That whole fucking thing. He chose to prioritize something outside of his family and look at his losses. And I seen something yesterday too about it, as much as I've tried to avoid the media like the plague here lately. It wasn't that he just lost his marriage or his job, but what the imprint of what he's done is left to his kids. He's showing his children. He, as I've told you before, be the example, Scorpio. He's showing his son what it is to be a man, essentially, right? And I'm not trying to be like stigmatizing anything, but in that regard, I forget how it was worded, so please, no shade that I'm giving there. Or he's teaching his daughter what love looks like, or what the dynamic of that relationship would be for her growing up or moving into her own thing, right? People are showing you who they are. Listen. They're likely reminiscing on who you were, Scorpio, your death and rebirth. Your dreams are coming true. You're getting what you want. You're canceling out the noise. You may feel the noise. You may feel the confusion. You may feel that spin, right, that's going on around you. But you're heading, some of you could be getting a new home. Some of you could be, side note, if you've lost your home for the unforeseen circumstances, I don't want to put it too much out in the universe here, but call it a shitstorm, you will rebuild. So I think you know what I'm talking about if it's for you. The bonfire. So let that be the note I've made on that. But this is just the preparation where you release. Don't be afraid to write a letter of release under the new moon so you can begin again. It's a clean slate. This is the pause. Sip your coffee, your tea, whatever, outside by the fire of that Leo energy, right? That is fire energy. Because there's a new fire that's being lit within you. And here, adjust, adapt, accommodate, compensate, and balance. Because everything is lining up to synchronize so that you can be on exhibit. You're stepping up into a divine and honorary role in the right divine time. When the masks are falling off around others, when the bullshit is being seen, when it is your time in the light, and I'm going to tell you for the next 20 years of your existence in this physical plane, this is your spot in this world. And then you'll learn again. But for the next 20 years, this is your spot. This is where you belong. It's like watching people that are musicians who have, you know, ran around, I don't know, Nashville and done all the things trying to become singers and songwriters, 10, 46, 46. And, you know, they're 34, 35 before they get a, like, you know, quote, legit job in the music, and all of a sudden their album just blows up and they're touring worldwide, and it took them all those years, maybe doing music for 20 years before they got that big break, as an example. Now it's their turn in the light, right? Scorpio, whatever you're doing, and it doesn't have to be big scale. For the next 20 years, you are the light. Like, all the ruckus, all the bullshit, the warnings, it makes me want to cry. Like, you could feel so empathetic towards others. And Spirit is also telling me to tell you, you're either going to let that feeling tear you down or build you up. And that is that devil side of yourself. And I said yesterday, it's the devil you know, Scorpio. Do you cut yourself off at the knees to help another person? Or do you fucking rise up and take care of your shit so you're in a better place to help in the right time? You're going to be the help where it's needed the most. Hope. Look, you have believed so much in other things, other people that were parasites. They were living off of you. They were telling you that this is the way that it was going to be. It was a constant fucking back and forth thing, right? You know, you're letting go of the uninvited, and you know, they're like, oh, Scorpio, you said you'd always be there for me. You let me go. How could you do this to me? You don't get to do this. I'm forever tied to you. These are also people that uninvited, when you checked out maybe 20 years ago, they fucking hung on anyhow. They weren't letting go just because you let go. You made peace. They didn't. They don't have a choice now. The next 6 months through this Leo new moon until Capricorn, what is it, Capricorn? No. Aquarius season. They don't have a choice. It's unraveling before your eyes. Your success, any problems you've had with money, no more. Any problems you've had with work, no more. Anything that is set in the way, like, it's almost like the finances, like that. I said in the beginning, right, something about finances, like the greed and attachment to you based upon what you serve, and not just money, right, but also what service, what you were servicing to them. What you were servicing to them, Scorpio. They took advantage of that. What is this money for Scorpio, or resources, abundance? What's this look like, Spirit? Spirit, heaven. Heaven. You don't have a card for that in that deck. This person is just seeing you as betraying them. You chose yourself over me. How dare you? And it's like, look at you walking off. Talent, single, torment, releasing the bonds. It's like, it's trash. I'm walking away from that. I see what I'm made of now. Scorpio, let that be your mantra. I see what I'm made of. I see what I'm made of, right? Be you. You got handed trash, right? Remember me talking to you a while back about the trash panda? And it's funny, I talked to my mom this morning and she mentioned raccoons. And I remember in that reading, because I'm sitting here now saying this to you, I talked about raccoons specifically, and I was like, oh, nickname for them was trash pandas. You know, like bottom of the barrel fucking feeders, man. Like they're just trying to survive, and they're trying to survive off of you. And you're like, I'm sorry. I got the green light. I'm about to go. Just holy shit. Just Scorpio, whatever you're dealing with, let it go before this new moon. Release it, make peace with it, love it, send it grace, appreciation, respect for what has been, because you're entering a new world, and there's no room for that shit here after this. Just as we seen that split off during the pandemic of the energy of who was leaning this way and who was leaning that way, right? Get the shot, don't get the shot. That whole fucking conundrum. Then we seen us stepping into our own power. Then the next year was going to be all about, you know, the divine masculine coming together, separating who was coming together, who was not, who was healing it, who wasn't. Here's our next split off. Call it good versus evil if you want. But this might be the most significant split of your life. Pay careful attention. It's huge. It is fucking huge. I'm gonna go drink water. I'm gonna go sage myself after this. Something's gotta give. It's been crazy. Scorpio, carry some rose quartz or Caribbean calcite, anything that is soothing to the soul, the throat, something that helps you stand in your personal power. Beads, crystals, sage, grounding techniques, sticking your hands in warm water with salt, Himalayan salt. Ritual baths. You might have to do this in different forms, like 10 times over, just to clear the energy. But once those wounds are open and you let that all bleed out, everything heals. On a human level to you, I don't have words. But you can't make it up. Scorpio, I think the best way I can say this to you, and there was a question that I posed to Spirit last night and I wasn't quite understanding what I was catching on to, but now I get it. And I'm not going to put things out there, but what I'm going to say to you is this. If you see people picking the wrong path because the idea of doing better scares them, you have no control over their decisions. And sometimes that is the hardest thing that we see. They are going to go through some very difficult times as a result. And it hurts to watch somebody that you love or have ever connected to or cared for go down that road. You can't keep yourself there with them. Just as they see you as leaving them, it is a death to that cycle. The person or the situation that you once thought existed, they don't. And that's a stark realization in this for you. I'll tell you a personal story and then I'm going to leave it there. Without divulging information, because it's nobody's business in the grand scheme of things, but the idea is, I once upon a time loved somebody in addiction. And every time that they would relapse, I felt like I lost them all over again. It was like watching somebody who was walking around living, dying every single day, and I was constantly grieving that. Until I chose to love myself more. And when you watch people fuck up time and again, or make really shitty decisions, whether they're financial, emotional, whatever it might be, right? When you love them, it makes you sad because you feel it, you see it. Grieve it, but then let it go. Don't carry that weight and that burden because it wasn't yours to carry to begin with. They've made their decisions. It's part of their soul lesson. They've made their choices. The Lover's very strong, strong energy. Uranus and Gemini again. 369 Hertz will help you. But it's time to let it go. All right? I'm leaving it there. Just hugely fucking powerful. I have nothing else to say. I love you all. Take care of yourselves. I will see you again soon. Sending you love, healing, just everything that you need during this period of time, because it's going to be a lot. It is a lot already. And of course, again, not trying to be a salesman by any means. I will never reach out to you. But if you're feeling compelled, I offer a variety of different ways to address readings for you that will work with you. Reach out to me via the email in the description box below. I'll be happy to sit down with you and have a conversation around this. And P.S. I don't do pre-recorded either, so it's live sessions with you all. So I'm sending you all love, light. Take care of yourselves. Scorpio, I'll see you soon.